I want to talk to you today about anxiety. Anxiety and stress are something that all of us deal with every day, but we all deal with it differently. And what I'm going to do today is to introduce you to a concept that is not original to me. It was thought up almost 2,000 years ago by a philosopher named Epectitus. Epectitus was a Stoic philosopher. That was one of the schools of philosophy prevalent at the time. He was Greek, and he was born a slave. And he had very bad conditions imposed on him as a slave. He was regularly beaten so severely that he actually lost the use of a leg, because that's what they did in those days. And he had no recourse. Getting beaten by your master was a very real possibility. Ultimately, he was given his freedom, and he founded a school of philosophy where he taught some of the principles that he had been thinking about while a slave. In essence, it's a philosophy that's very practical, and it's not an ivory tower type of philosophy where you're discussing how many angels fit on the head of a pin. It's a kind of philosophy where you take a principle and you can go out into the world and apply it. Now, how does this have anything to do with anxiety? Well, he didn't write anything. His students basically wrote down what he said, especially one student named Arian, and we've got, works attributed to Epictetus today. Basically, a book called The Discourses. There are some fragments, and then a work that I'm going to quote from, which is called the Enchiridion, which means handbook in Greek, and it's a handbook for living, basically. And all I'm going to do is read the first sentence, and the first sentence basically gives the entire philosophy of how to deal with stress and anxiety. And it goes something like this: some things are within our control, and some things are not. And that's it. That's really all you need to know. Now, what does this mean? Things that are not in our control are the things we generally stress about. We have to take an exam or go on a job interview. Well, the ultimate outcome of that exam or that interview is beyond our control, so we shouldn't worry about it. What is in our control is how we prepare for that job interview, how we prepare for that exam. If you have a coworker who doesn't like you, his opinion of you is not in your control, so you shouldn't worry about it. What do you care what someone else thinks? You can't change his thought process. It has nothing to do with you, so you shouldn't really lose any sleep over it. These are things that seem obvious on the surface, but they're pretty difficult for a lot of people to put into practice. How you react to a given situation, that is what is in your control. So next time you find yourself in a stressful situation because something has happened that is beyond your control, think about, how am I going to react to what just happened? Because that is in my control. I can come to pieces, or I can rationally and thoughtfully push through and find a solution to the issue that just transpired. Give it a shot. You really have nothing to lose. And it's a principle, if you think about it, it has stood the test of time. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.